Hi bold bakers! The microwave has brought us some amazingly easy recipes like my mug meals, crispy potato chips, and even my 3-layer cakes all made in the microwave. Well, today I'm going to share with you one of my absolute favorites, microwave butterscotch blondies. Speaking of easy recipes that you can make fast, I want to say a big thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Stay tuned to the very end where you can find out how you can get started with 8 free HelloFresh meals. Okay, let's get stuck into the recipe. In a nice large bowl, add in your melted butter and your dark brown sugar. Now do try and use dark brown sugar because these are butterscotch blondies and the brown sugar really makes all the difference. It kind of gives them more of a caramel molassesy flavor. And remember, if you can't buy brown sugar in your country, you can always make it at home really easily. Next, crack in your eggs and add a generous amount of vanilla extract. And then with a whisk, just whisk them all together. So just mix it until it kind of becomes light and fluffy. That's what I do. It only takes a few seconds. Okay, so that's that. And I'm just going to move that over and we're going to bring in our flour. Now into our flour, we're going to add in some baking powder and salt. And then just mix these ingredients together separately. We just want to make sure that they're separate so they get really well mixed before we add it into the rest of the batter. And for those of you who are looking for the recipe, the written recipe can be found on biggerbolderbaking.com. Okay, lovely. And then simply dump one into the other. Then with a whisk or a spatula, just combine the two until you can't see any more flour. So the reason these are called butterscotch blondies, different to my other blondies, is because of all the really dark sugar and the butter. It just makes them really caramelly. And one piece of advice I want to give you is make sure you're not stingy with the salt, because the salt really just changes the flavor of these altogether and just makes them so yummy. Okay, so that's our blondie batter. The last thing I like to add in, but if you don't want to, you feel free to leave it out, some white chocolate. It just really adds lovely flavor and texture to these blondies. And then just simply stir those in. So there you have your blondie batter. Now it's time to get it into our mold. So this is the mold that I'm going to cook our blondies in. I'm going to put a link on my website of where you can get this. It's an 8x8 silicone mold. However, you could use any 8x8 dish. If it's casserole or Pyrex, anything at all will work great in the microwave as long as it's microwave safe. I buttered my mold, but feel free to add parchment if you want to. So I'm microwaving this today, but you can bake it traditionally in an oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for roughly around 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, this is looking good. Our batter is ready to go into the microwave. However, I'm just going to set it over to the side for the moment, and I'm going to make something tasty and delicious for Kevin and I. So say goodbye to endless grocery store trips and takeout food. HelloFresh has got you covered. So Kevin and I have been using HelloFresh for some time now, and it's hands down our favorite meal kit delivery service. We love it because it gives a variety for dinner with over 20 chef-curated seasonal recipes each week. So the meals only take around 30 minutes to prepare, but another thing I love, HelloFresh now starts at $5.66 a serving. So one thing that suits our lifestyle, because I travel a lot, is that we can easily change our delivery days, our food preference, and even skip a week if we have to. So what's in it for you? Get started with 8 free meals. That is $80 off your first month of HelloFresh. All you have to do is go to hellofresh.com and enter the promo code Gemma's Bold Bakers 80. Oh my God, this is delicious. What I like about it is that it's aromatic, but it's not hot and spicy. There's loads of flavor from the spices that we put in. The prawns are absolutely delicious. And the oil in the chorizo kind of rendered down and got all over the rice and everything. This is the perfect weeknight dinner. So that's our dinner sorted. Now let's cook off our blondies. So now you want to microwave the blondies for roughly around 6 minutes or so, checking every 90 seconds. Just open up the door, have a little look. You want to make sure that they don't rise up too much or spill over the sides. So this timing is based on my microwave, which is 1200 watts. So check the wattage of your microwave because your timing may vary. You might need a little bit more time or a little bit less. So you'll notice that over the cooking time, the blondies will rise up and they'll start to form little bubbles on top. When the surface is completely covered in bubbles and you don't see any wet batter, then they're done. So there you go, mine did take roughly 6 minutes. Now you can see there's all bubbles over the top, and if you push down, it's kind of firm underneath your finger. So now I know these look different to blondies that would have come out of the oven. These are steamed, and what you really end up with is kind of the center of the blondie. So you get these lovely butterscotch rich squares, really delicious. So once your blondies have cooled down, go ahead and cut yourself a nice big slice. So this is what I was talking about. They're not like traditional blondies, they're all the center, like that gooey butterscotch middle that is this all the way around. I serve my blondies with vanilla ice cream and loads of caramel sauce. Oh my gosh. My recommendation, eat them when they're still a little bit warm. It's like eating a warm caramel butterscotch cake with a little bit of vanilla in there and that salt. Like I said, don't be stingy with the salt. Absolutely delicious. It's like the best part of a blondie. It's the center, but it's everywhere. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video, and head over to hellofresh.com, enter the promo code Gemma's Bold Bakers 80 and get started with your 8 free meals. I'll see you back here really soon for more bigger, bolder baking.